Thank you very much. What can a guy say after listening to this terrific music? You guys ought to give these guys an applause. Man, that was terrific tune. As Tom said, both him and I and Art Becky, another one of our counselors, as well as some others, were down in Boise. We just got back, I don't know, what, 45 minutes ago or so, Tom? Anyway, welcome, Democratic Convention here for the state. This is terrific. I want to see a show of hands how many folks that are in the audience that are outside of Moscow. Just please raise your hands. I just want to take a look. Thank you very, very much. It's terrific. We love having you. Shirley, I know you're not from out of town here. You're...
That's true.
Well, you got good weather. It's a nice evening this evening, and so you won't have rain. Last weekend it was a little tougher on the folks that was here because of the cool, damp weather that we had. So you got a number of things that you folks can do besides being here this evening. I just wanted to share with you. We've got, I don't know if anybody out here plays golf, but there's some nice golf courses. The University of Idaho is absolutely gorgeous this time of year, and the Arboretum, right next to the golf course, is a terrific place to go. We've got lots of trails and paths for folks to walk in, terrific restaurants, some nice artwork down here. But most of all, and one of the things I always like to talk to groups when groups get together is about collaboration and working together to make things happen, because whether it's our city or our county or our state or our country, collaboration and working together is the only way we're going to get things accomplished, folks. And so what I suggest is that you all work together, have a good time, enjoy yourselves, enjoy Moscow. I very much welcome you here. And you know, Tom here is running for county commissioner. He's on our city council. And I told Tom this in a selfish way. I hope in a way, I'd love to see him stay on council because he's a good guy to have on there, and I've worked with him on and off for, I don't know, what, 6 or 8 years, Tom? So he's a good choice. I'll just say that publicly, and how about that, Tom? You know, folks, have a good time, enjoy yourselves. One of the things I don't take too seriously is life, because I enjoy myself, I have a good time. I welcome those that are here, the community folks, the folks from the city of Moscow as well as Latah County and anywhere around the state. Welcome here, have a good time, enjoy yourselves tonight, and have a wonderful convention. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Okay, so I wanted to thank the Idaho Democratic Party, the commission, the meeting, the committee that put all this together. You did a terrific job putting together the convention. And I wanted to also thank the Latah County Democratic Party for being the host committee, I guess, to be here. And with that, now I'm going to introduce David Nelson, who's going to come up and introduce all the different candidates. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. So after getting the credit for organizing this, let me actually read the names of who did all the real work. I think I'm just the figurehead here. So Jim Frenzel, Mary Jo Van Gerpen, Martha Schmidt, Cecilia Lustig, Corey Hunter, Stacy Ringo, Sandra Kelly, and Cheryl from Benoit County. Please give the people a big hand for putting on this party tonight. I'd also really like to thank Henry C. and the Willards for that wonderful music for our first hour and a half. And please stay around because we have Undiscovered Country starting up in a few minutes, and we'll be here till 10 o'clock tonight. All right. So I want to do, tonight is, we're having a nice party. This is also an opening for Shirley Ringo's campaign office, and we're going to have Shirley talk in a few minutes. So I'll introduce Shirley in a second. I wanted to recognize all the candidates who I admire so greatly for running for public office this year. So I don't have time for the speeches tonight, but I want to let everybody know who's running, especially the Moscow folks, so they can put a face to a name of our statewide candidates. So I'm just going to read names, and if you can wave your hand, that would be great. And I'll start out with Nels Mitchell, who's running for Senate. AJ Balukov, who's running for governor. And we had a great party for AJ last night and raised some money. Okay. He's inside, not drinking beer. Deb Silver running for treasurer. Thank you, Deb. I've been involved with Idaho Democratic politics with Deb for about 6 or 8 years, and she's a great force. Holly Woodings is running for Secretary of State. Is Holly around? I know she's here. Okay. And Bert Marley for Lieutenant Governor. And then I want to recognize our local candidates running for office. Dan Schmidt, our incumbent senator. I had to chase him off the street tonight because he was breaking the law. So, no, is she here? Okay. I missed Janet Jones, who's running for Superintendent of Public Instruction. I'm sorry, Janet, I didn't see you tonight. Okay, Dan Schmidt. Paulette Jordan is running for legislature in the House. Paulette. Okay. Gary Osborne running for legislature for Shirley Ringo's old seat. He's got big shoes to fill. You met Tom Lamar earlier, who's running for county commissioner. Kurt Obermeyer is running for county commissioner in District 3. One. Thank you, Kurt. And I hope Henry Ann Westberg is here. We've already won a race. Henry Ann Westberg is running for our clerk and is running not as an incumbent, but she's running unopposed. So we're so excited that she's doing that. So Henry Ann, I think she's gone. And we're very excited about our very own Shirley Ringo, who's running for Congress. And I consider ourselves lucky to share this office space with the Ringo campaign through the year, and we're going to have a great time putting her into office. So Shirley, if you could come up and welcome us.
All right, well, thanks. Too bad we're not having any fun tonight, right? Dang it. We really thought it'd be a good time, but go figure. So welcome everybody here. Really glad to see so many of you. And one person I want to mention is Jerry Shively. I think, where is Jerry Shively? Right there. And his wife, Ann. Jerry served in the legislature a few years ago. He actually won an election as a Democrat in Idaho Falls. So it was great to have him there, and he and his wife graduated from the University of Idaho. I won't say the year, but I think I was around myself around then. And Jerry well, they're both great musicians, but Jerry used to play the piano up at Shakey's Pizza. Is that right? Which was up just south of Rosars, I think, then. I don't know if Rosars was there, but anyway, two great Vandals. So this is the week of the Democrat convention, and you have just met some Democrat candidates, and this is a party sponsored by the Latah County Democrats. So I don't want you to think that this is a partisan party at all. But we may have to talk about that a little bit. Last week, the other group was in town. Can you see those folks having a party like this one? They can't even quite figure out what the appropriate timing is to adjourn a meeting. Too bad. But at least we know that that's going to make it much easier for folks when they need to decide on choosing leaders, to choose the leaders that know how to get things done. And we're really making that clear. So you've met a lot of great candidates. We have a lot of great ones, and we're looking forward to the November election. But in the meantime, we need to make sure that we continue knowing how to have fun when it's appropriate. But the Republicans, I'll say the word, they have been entertaining, haven't they? I mean, we had the governor's Republican debate that, as I recall, had the biker, the curmudgeon, the cowboy, and the normal guy. Now, I want to tell you that I know the normal guy pretty well, and he's not that normal. But it was the best that they could do. And one has to say that after that performance, I don't know what Saturday Night Live can come up with that could possibly compete with that. But those folks, we have to thank them. They put us on the map, didn't they? But we actually have some serious elections to think about. And there are very important elections for us to consider. So think about what can happen to people that live in Idaho. Now, we know that we have a lot of people in Idaho that make minimum wage. Raise your hand if you think you could make ends meet on minimum wage. Don't think so. It doesn't happen, does it? So picture a family, husband, wife, both making minimum wage, but they both work to try to make things come out right for them, try to make ends meet, and maybe one of them gets ill, or one of them loses the job, and what happens to them? They can no longer make ends meet. They use their credit cards. They take advantage of predatory lenders. And the next thing you know, they're in deep, deep trouble and no longer can get by and are probably driven to bankruptcy. And those are the kinds of policies that we have going on at the national level that have caused this big rift between the haves and the have-nots. And the only way we can change it is to decide it's important to change it and put some faces in government at all levels that are determined to make that difference. And I think it is important. And I think we're at a crossroads where we better start making that happen right away, or it's just going to be too late. So there's actually a good and serious reason why those of us who are here running for office and why those of you who are here to help us get the job done have taken this on. It's important for Moscow, important for Idaho, important for the country. So let's have fun when it's appropriate, and let's take things seriously when it's appropriate. And thank you so much for being here. This has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you.